I see this as a place where it's okay to not be okay. It's interesting to me that I can have been having a very hard time, and I walk in this space and immediately like lighten up. Like I feel bright and I feel like the joy that I'm sharing with everybody, and it doesn't feel fake. It's very sincere, it's very real, and it's like truly being propped up.
Atonement really invites like vulnerability, and you hear that all the time from people is I can bring my whole self, I can bring my vulnerable self, I can bring my problems, and I feel like we've created a safe space that you can't find anywhere else in the community. A space where you can bring your whole self. You can bring your entirety and not have to stop part of yourself at the door. And that's even in the sense of who you are as a person. Being a welcoming and inclusive Christian community means you can bring your whole self and your sexual identity. You can bring your whole self and your political leanings, and know that you, no matter what, are welcome here and are welcome to express those parts of yourself.
Don't be afraid to say you're Christian and to show it. I think it's been a growing congregation willing to change over the years. I think that's important to maintain the acceptance of change.
Every person brings a different world experience to Atonement. It's just really fascinating to see and listen to all the people. And, Boulder and Atonement is just an incredible place for that to happen, because there's just so many incredibly intelligent and kind people here.
I've heard it said that like you attract what you are, and I think healthy people or people who want to be in healthy spaces know what that feels like. Even if they don't have the language for it, they can feel it and sense it. And folks who have no intention to be healthy also can sense it and recognize when they can't disrupt a healthy environment, and I think that's true here.
I'm 75, and life experiences have been varied for me, as it is for most people. There is a spirit here. There is a Holy Spirit here, and it matters a great deal to me. I can sense it, and it helps me.
It's always hard moving to a new place and going, okay, I'm gonna have to find a new church family and make new connections, and hopefully I find the right one, because as a gay woman, walking into a church is kind of a scary thing for me, and knowing that I'm gonna be accepted in a church definitely isn't always a given. I have felt like I haven't faced any of those barriers to access here at Atonement.
I haven't had anyone, miss a beat about that, and having felt very accepted. And, I could be crying about the world right now, but I'll contain myself. But just that's unusual over my years of, being in churches, and particularly as a young person, and being terrified of everything. And so that's really warms my heart that we're okay. We're not okay, we're actually good.
The word I keep coming back to when I think about my experience here is that I have felt so held. Our family was in such a low when we first got here, and we were new, and we were really taken care of. And we've been seen to the other side of our valley.
There's a spiritual intimacy that exists here. And one of the human qualities that I consider godly is compassion. And I sense that strongly here. I'm very much drawn to that. I think the world is in need of that, and we need to foster that. And I see that happening here every time I come.
We are the church, we the people, and we've done a really good job of fostering community and connection, like living out our vision of fostering, being a welcoming and inclusive Christian community that fosters connection to God, one another, and the world. We're doing the God piece, we're doing the one another piece. I think the world piece feels really ripe and needed. It is so desperately needed. And if we don't live out the fruit of the Spirit, right? If we don't live out our commitment to our faith in the world, then how will the world know Christ? How will the world have an opportunity to have an encounter with the kind ones? God lives here and in the people here.